Well, hello there. Welcome back to Moran Guide for Actors. Um, this episode is fitness and aesthetics for the camera, how it could make you feel great and inspired and exhilarated. At the same time, it can be a conflict of interest in your acting career. I'm going to explain that in detail and give examples and all that great stuff. Um, so basically, I was also a bodybuilder when I was younger, and I loved working out. I loved the way it made me feel. I loved, growing muscles and getting stronger. I do miss it once in a while. I got to tell you that. It's it's something that you want to do. You want to take care of yourself. You want to get in shape. You want to stay fit, and flexible. It really helps relieve stress. It helps you sleep better. Um, it manages your body weight, manages how your clothes fit on your body. So it's a lot of great things about working out and being fit. Um, you know, and I was doing it religiously. I was eating, I was watching my nutrition, taking supplements, and with good genetics, you definitely sometimes you have an advantage, and you grow muscles and you grow strength, and you start looking buff, right? And you start looking, you know, really fit, and you start feeling really good. Um, However, as I was pursuing my career when I was younger, uh, even though I felt great and I felt like I was strong and I was big and I was powerful, I was accomplishing my goals in the weight room, in the fitness room. It wasn't really helping me in my career. Now, in the beginning, when you're doing background and you're doing stuff like that, when I was doing it, um, it didn't really matter too much. Most of it was based on the way I looked. And then basically, if I was a bigger guy, they would give me some sort of bodyguard role or police officer role or something, but obviously not a speaking role. And at times, it was very far from the camera because I was too big, so to speak. So, for all you actors out there, women or men, that are pursuing this industry, and you love going to the gym and you love growing muscles and you love doing all that stuff, that's great. But I learned something as an actor, um, along my way. And what I learned was that it's about your character of your face, your emotions that show on your face, your eyes, the wear and tear. Um, you want the audience to see that, to really focus on the emotions in the face, right? You don't want them to look at your body and forget about your face. There's some sort of saying, and I've heard it multiple times from different people, but basically they want someone with a big head and a small body because the camera loves big heads. Now, your head won't appear to be big if your body's too big. So um, that makes sense to me. However, again, put things into practice. I started training with different intentions, and obviously, I changed my diet, and all kinds of things ensued. But my training definitely changed, and I I focused more on flexibility, lengthening of the muscles, not the bulk of the muscles. Strength somewhat, sure. It's healthy to be strong, to feel strong. The core, the back, right? Just to feel strong. I always loved working out. Like I was saying, I started when I was 9 years old, and that's a pretty young age to start. And and that's another thing I could probably do a video on, starting working out at a young age for a lot of young actors, because again, I did it a certain way. Um, it wasn't easy to do it the way that I did it, but it took a long time to develop muscles, to do it properly, to learn how to properly do it. So that's definitely a topic that we can talk about for sure. Um, but I started changing the way that I viewed myself and saw myself when it came to being muscular, being strong, because as actors at times you're going to be requested to not be strong, to be weak, to be vulnerable, to be a victim, a victim of your own emotions, your own tragedies, your own mindset, your own um, handicaps, anything. So sometimes appearing strong all the time is not a good thing for an actor. You want to be able to appeal to, you know, appear like a normal person that's going through a big challenge and they're weak and they're thinking about suicide or they're thinking about giving up. But, and you have to look like that person. Um, Sometimes when you're muscular and you're strong and you're big, you know, that doesn't come across like that for women or for men. You want the focus on you to be your face, and the body complements the face. The body complements the face. You don't want people to look at the body, whether it's a woman or a man. Again, look at the body in specific areas like big arms and toned legs and whatever else, right? You want them to say, you know what? Oh, they have a great physique. But look at that face. It's amazing. It's got so much character in it. It's got so much emotion. It's got so much experience, right? So I imagine the lead roles carry this kind of burden for the actor. They have to show these different things within their acting skills and the way they look and the way they present the emotions on camera. So your best, listen, your employer is the camera. Your employer is the camera, right? It's the camera. It's not the director. It's not the producer. It's not the production company. It's not your agent. It's the camera. If you can't do your job properly in front of the camera, the director's going to see, the producer's going to see it. They see what the camera sees. This is not theater. Now, if it is theater that we're talking about theater, that's different. And definitely it's what people see with their own eyes. And also, it's quite the same thing. You still have to look the part. You still have to be able to express the emotions with the face. You still have to fit into the clothes, right? Which is another thing why you want to sort of be in shape and in proper shape, proper aesthetics for the camera. You want to also fit into the wardrobe. Now, if you've saw a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, a lot of productions being filmed, you'll see that the actors, they look pretty good. Most of them have to go through a training regime to lose weight, to get in shape, to slim down, to lose a lot of weight, to gain weight, whatever the role calls for, the actors are willing to do the job. So in total, in Adam's Testament, I had to basically look like an out of work detective who lost his wife, who lost basically his family, a drunken alcoholic, didn't take care of himself. So basically, someone who didn't work out, someone who didn't put eating healthy on the top of the scale, someone who drank beer a lot, um, all these things, right? I had to look the role, you know, and that was perfect. You know, you can still be slim and still look like you're just out of work. You're down and out. You can still look like that. You don't have to be overweight, right? You want to look in front of the camera. You just want to portray that certain character, right? So it's important to do this in your training, to think about this in your training. Um, so make your training cardiovascular, some resistance work, but be careful with the resistance work. You don't want to gain muscle and gain big muscles. Um, Stretching is very good. Cross training stuff like walking and cycling and sports activities are great too. You don't have to always be at the gym, right? You want to also work out the circulation of your joints and all your your shoulders, your legs and stuff. You want to work out repetitious movements. Um, you want to be able to have full range of motion. You want to have good, strong abs, but again, the muscles, you want to keep them in check, right? Because you want to fit into clothes. You want to portray a certain character. You can always train for a role, as you see a lot of these actors in the Marvel movies, for instance. They train because that's what the role calls for. But when they get hired for who they are. They get hired for the body of work that they brought to the table. They get hired for what they can possibly do for the production. And then they go on to a training schedule. And then they become the character that the production wants them to become. So you don't have to worry about that. If that comes to be, then they'll definitely request you to go on a training schedule, some sort of schedule. So you don't have to worry about that. I would suggest just to stay within a range. You're not too big, you're not too small. In fact, all I do constantly is try to get thinner and thinner, try to get more defined, try to get more in shape, but not big, not muscular. You can tell that I've lost a lot of weight and my face sort of looks a little bit bigger than the rest of my body. But I definitely used to be a big guy. And I've had to do a lot of changes. It took me a long time. Probably I'd say about 11 years. But it was, sort of consistent practice and consistent prioritizing, consistent, right? It wasn't just like that all the time. It was consistent. But the more I saw that it was getting me more work, the more I saw that it was getting me further in my career, the more I saw that people were really accepting me and my emotions, and I could really be um, considered for things that didn't have to do with my body, and I fit into clothes really well. The more I got excited about myself, I got excited about my career, I got excited, right? The more I was seeing that I was achieving less resistance. I was becoming more success oriented. I was being considered for more and more jobs. It was becoming a pleasure to pursue the career, and that's what happens when you do go in the path of least resistance, is you enjoy your process better. So I just wanted to make this video to sort of outline that what's important is that you do stay healthy and you do stay in shape, but you got to watch the aesthetics of the camera. See yourself on camera. See yourself if the camera puts on weight when you're on camera. See yourself, talk to other people, ask them what they think, people that you trust. and try different things, because you can try different things and different different strategies, um, and see what the people, what productions, what they want from you and how they see you. So if it's not working one way, I would suggest just keep changing it in a different way. But I'm telling you from my own experience, being thinner, fitting into clothes better, I mean smaller clothes, allowing your head to look bigger, um, looking healthy always, obviously. So you don't have to look unhealthy to be thinner and trimmer. It takes time, so don't rush it. Just make it a lifestyle towards your brand, towards the kind of characters you want to play. It's an investment in your career, right? Same thing as we've been talking about all the whole time. This is only an investment. It's an investment, continuously an investment. But I'll tell you, by managing your body weight, being slimmer, fitting into clothes better, you definitely will have far less resistance. You look more like a movie star when you go to these different red carpet events or different screenings, especially when you can fit into clothes that you can't normally fit into, even if you have the money to buy them. So it is a sacrifice, and it is a consistent pattern that you're going to follow forever. Um, you know, and trust me, you'll definitely get a lot more opportunities once you start focusing on your face, this part, and really doing the work as an actor, and forgetting about, do I look good in front of the camera? Do I look good? Do I look big? Do I look muscular? All that stuff. Forget about that. Bring it. Bring that emotion. Bring the real life experiences. Bring, because the camera sees it, right? The camera sees that you're either faking it or you're not. You either look the part or you're not. The camera sees things, and you can see with the camera as well when you see your footage and you say, wow, yeah, I kind of look really big because they put me right in front of the camera. I look huge. Or, my God, they put me so far from the camera because you're too big. Because the people that are in front of the camera are too small. So if they were to put you with the people in front of the camera and they were too small and you're too big, oh my God, it's like you're going to eat them up if it's that kind of movie. Now, again, depends on what kind of movies you want to be cast for and what kind of roles you want to be cast for, lead, supporting, and down the line. What kind of roles you want to be cast for. I also want to stress that when you're leaner and you're fitting into very, very elegant, smart clothing, like lawyers and detectives and politicians, whatever the case is, you'll look smarter. You look smarter. Of course, you need to bring that as well. Now, all the clothes in the world, all the weight loss in the world cannot make you look smarter if you're not smarter. But at least it'll take the focus off of this and it'll keep the focus on this, right? And you have to do the work and the study, you know, and speaking and the speed of speech and the diction work and the speed of thought, so you can speak faster or slower, whatever the case is. Like, you have to really do the work. Once you got the look, then you got to match it with the skills and the work. So it's all part of that branding. It's all part of the preparing yourself for that specific actor role or roles. It's all part of going the least resistance way. And it's all part of being success oriented, like achieving success. Um, Being confident as well. You'll be more confident once people accept you more, cast you for more things, audition you a lot more often. Um, Definitely. it would make a big difference in your career. So, I want you guys to think about, and if you have any questions, definitely hit me up with questions regarding your fitness regimen. Um, I have a lot of information on that as well. Like I said, I did study fitness, I did study acting, I did study security, and I did study driving. So I'm pretty fluent in about all those things in a very deep way. I spent a lot of years working and learning and improving. So when it comes to fitness, I definitely know the sacrifices that need to be taken. I definitely know it depends on your body type, it depends on your diet, it depends on just a lot of things, and I can help you out with that as well. Just let me know in the comments what you need help in and what you need assistance in, and what's working, what's not working for you, what exercise you're doing, what exercise you're not doing. Maybe I can suggest some things, what schedule you're following, your fitness schedules, like how many days a week are you working out and what times and all that other stuff. I mean, we can definitely pinpoint where things can go better and make a big turnaround change for you in your career. Again, this is not just a one time change, it's going to be a lifestyle change. This is the person you're becoming. It's not the person that you are, it's the person you're becoming. It's going to make people accept you easier, less resistance, more success oriented, and more easier to get hired and cast for. So that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Um, there's also different equipment that if you're using it, like for me, I found that working with weights like steel was not a good idea. I'll gain too much muscle too fast, too big of muscles. I didn't like that feeling. I couldn't fit into my clothes. It would affect the way I walked, the way I carried myself, the way I looked on camera, the way people saw me. Um, Sometimes it would affect my temperament. It depends. I mean, psychologically, it could affect you as well. Um, I I try to sort of balance it out. Although I do stay away from weights, I like more like isometric stuff as well. I like the push-ups, the sit-ups, the chin-ups. Although they're very hard to do sometimes if you haven't done them for a while. You try to do a chin-up, you're like, oh my God, like you can do one, right? It's okay because your arms are not big anymore, but you still you still have a lot of weight, but your arms are not big anymore. So we have to figure something out with that. Although I do have options, I'm going to have a lot of options that you can purchase through my website. My recommendations on types of fitness equipment and for your specific needs based on a one-on-one conversation on Zoom or something, so to get an idea what you're looking for, what you need, and I can give you the best advice possible. Um, because I've had a fitness clinic as well, and I used to work with chiropractors, doctors. I used to have insurance claims. I used to have incredible success rate in my clinic, and I help people, lose weight, shape their bodies, build muscles, improve their flexibility, overcome injuries, and get ready for their weddings, and just on and on and on. So it was a great thing for me to have that and to sort of experience all that. But I will have supplementation stuff, and with a lot of facts, a lot of posts that will describe things, give you guys a lot of information. I'll do it through the videos as well because videos are very important, and I've been using supplements since I was like 11 years old, back in the Joe Weider days and stuff. And like I said, working out To be an actor and working out just normally are two different things. They're definitely two different things. And I want to make sure you don't make that same mistake, because if you work out and you gain these strong muscles and big muscles, uh, it becomes a problem. And it's not easy to get rid of that problem. Like I said, it took me a long time to resize my body, to because I had good genetics, right? Even just standing around, lifting a chair, whatever it was, I would just grow muscles or manage sustain muscles the way they were. So I want you not to get into that problem where you're going to have these muscular legs and muscular arms, and then you're going to have a hard time to get rid of it. So um, we can prevent all that, definitely. And if you're a young person and you're, this is a mother watching and you're thinking about your kids and how they're, you know, there's information about that as well. You definitely can work out, be in shape and stuff. Even as a young person, I was, and I don't think it's different for me than the whole world, right? So I think I have some, some good ideas about that as well. There is some differences with a child and adults, and I think I want to stress that as well. And again, that'll be better done with a consultation one-on-one on Zoom or something. So I think that'll be a much better fit for this particular topic. Um, However, I want to complement this video with nutrition, and talk about how nutrition affects everything as well. Because basically, when you're working out, you're causing the body to request vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbs, all that stuff. And I want to sort of give you an idea how nutrition really applies to all that, and how it affects no matter what you're doing as far as working out or even not working out, how big of a deal nutrition really is. And I've gone through a lot of different types of nutrition changing. So um, I want to help you guys out. I want to sort of give you guys, save you guys about 5 to 10 years of really making a mistake and going in the wrong direction when it comes to fitness and nutrition and stuff like that. So, and it's also, remember, the main goal is also to be healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I want you to be able to fit into clothes, to look great on camera, to people to look at you and say, you know what? I'm glad you got the role. You look great. You look like a star. You look like a person that would have that. You look like a person that would be that person. That's what I want people to say to you. And I think that's important, right? Because you want that sort of feedback. You know, it'll make you feel great. It'll make you feel like you're going down the right road, the right path. Because that's what you need. You need that information, that feedback. And if you're not getting positive feedback, they'll say, oh my God, oh no, I'm not going to accept this. How dare you say that? How dare you say that? No, 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 no. If you're not getting positive feedback, because you're not getting positive results, at least there's communication, right? At least people are being honest, and hopefully they are. But if they're being honest, you should be grateful for that information, so you can now tweak your efforts, tweak your strategy and your plans accordingly. And again, we can do the networking over Zoom, or over some sort of maybe a 6 to 8 people group, um, Zoom session, panel discussion, class, course, or something. So I think that would be very important. The aesthetics part. I think a lot of people say, "Oh no, 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 accept who you are." People accept who you are. People accept what you look like. Yes, people are very nice. They're very nice. They're not honest all the time, but they're very nice, and that doesn't do anything for your career or for you. And the sad thing is that um, they may not be around, and you may not be around. But the sad thing is they may not be around. Their advice at that point is just circumstantial. basically just getting advice, you're being grateful for the advice, but the direction you're going, my assumption is that when you look back, you're going to see a lot of people that are not there. You're going to see a lot of things that you went through, and you definitely expanded. You met different people all the time, and you look at the people around you. At that point, you're like, yeah, these are the people that support me, and they can get me to the place I need to get to. And I had to let go of the other connections I had. I had to. You know, it's not a sad thing, although I make it sound sad. But the interpretation is always different for a lot of people, and you can feel sad that you're constantly evolving, you're constantly making new connections, you're constantly making room for other people, um, ending relationships because they're not going in the direction supporting the direction that you want to go. And at times it is sad, I have to tell you. But the good news is you have to think about that you're doing this for your career, and you're pursuing your career because there's a purpose behind this. And what's the purpose for you? I mean, I'll give you an example. For me, um, the purpose for me, what I thought was the purpose, has definitely changed so much. And it wasn't me that changed it. It wasn't me that changed the purpose I thought was my purpose. Over the years of me doing this work, I've come to realize a purpose, that came to the surface, and it had to do with helping people, assisting people, supporting people, inspiring people, something like that. And I didn't know about that purpose before I started on this path of becoming pursuing acting. So it's heartwarming when I meet people and I talk to them, and I share with them my story, and they share with me their story, and they get inspired by my story. um, and they're human beings. They're so sweet and gentle, and you know it's touching. I've had so many people come up to me and say, you've inspired me. Your story has inspired me. Your life has inspired me. Your work has inspired me. Man, I saw myself, they said, in that movie. I was the one going through that in that movie, and I was in tears. I was so in tears. And that's very touching. It really is. When people come up to you and say that to you, now you know the purpose is not to make money. The purpose was not to get that fancy car. The purpose was not to get that fancy place. The purpose was not to get that hot chick or hot guy. The purpose was not, you see, the purpose is totally different, totally different. But you get to experience all the other stuff if you want to, but you feel more satisfied as a human being. And as you get older, age makes more sense because you have substance within your age. So you see, making the sacrifices to be fit, to look great for the camera, to get more work, to have less resistance, to be hired on a regular basis more because of the way you look, because of what you bring, studying that particular character and that brand that you're pursuing, and that people really see in you, become that person, but also become more efficient for them to deal with, clothing, fitting, and just basically looking great and looking like a star. And it's just fantastic and a phenomenon how it all happens. It can be done. I've done it. You can do it. Um, it definitely takes a decision to have a different lifestyle. Make a decision that if you're going down this path anyway, you're going to do it to win. And you make your purpose very clear. And your purpose is not about money. It's not about getting fancy cars. It's not about getting, you know, a hot babe or a hot guy. It's not about getting, um, you know, like being, like conceited and all that stuff, being better than anybody else. That's not the point. You'll get everything you want, but the purpose has to be clear. Actors can move people and their emotions through the medium of television or live performance. It's really true. You're going to cause people to change the way they feel, change the way they think, change the way they see the world. They may have broken up with their boyfriend or girlfriend. They may have quit their job or lost their job. They may have had somebody pass away, or they may have been told that they have a terminal illness or something, or maybe they just went through a bankruptcy or a divorce or something, but you're causing people to feel a certain way and causing them to have hope and dreams through your performance. They say, well, if he can do it, then I can do it. Look at him. Like, he looks like me, or she looks like me. You can do this. And I'm in your corner. All it takes is a decision with everything I've been saying over all these videos. And there'll be more. There'll be more to guide you along the way. There'll be tools that'll be coming up. There'll be networking that'll be coming up. There'll be courses, live workshops, classes, all that stuff, a lot of reference material. I'll give you everything I know and everything I learned from this point on. Just stay on board, uh, subscribe, get all my notifications, all that stuff. Um, Give me comments. Don't be afraid to say, listen, I can't do this. Listen, I'm having a hard time with this. Listen, if you really want, we can do a live, a private session. We can also do a video just based on that. So we can communicate. Don't be afraid to be you. You're not perfect. You are meant to be perfect. You're meant to be you. And whatever that is, we have yet to see, right? Me too. Whatever I am, we've yet to see. I just go in the right direction, but there's still more coming. So I want you to understand it's possible, it can be done, and to stay focused and take all the information I gave you about the fitness training and aesthetics for the camera and sort of see how it applies to your life, because it's made a big difference in my life. And I know it can make a big difference in yours. And I hope you enjoyed the session. Be sure to check out the other videos. There's no reason why you can't go backwards and just start from the beginning. You just sort of, because everything sort of sinks in a little better the second time you read it. I often heard, I heard once somebody say, I guess it was a mentor of mine, the second time you read a book or maybe watch something, and the way you understand it, it's not something that wasn't there before. It's something that wasn't in yourself before. So I'll leave you with that, and go forth and be great and utilize what I give you, because you won't know exactly any feedback unless you utilize, unless you act, unless you use it, and then you see what works, what doesn't work, and we go from there. So hit me up, give me some comments, let me know what you think about my videos, what kind of videos you want me to do as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.